Okay, so here we are. This is the day after day 10. I resumed eating this morning after my 10-day juice fast. And I just want to report on my overview, results, experience. This morning I broke my fast with my wonderful savory flax crackers. They were so good. And I had them with a little chopped avocado, a little sliced onion, and some succulent dehydrated dried tomatoes, which were like, oh, like little candies, like so sweet and so good. And that's one of the things that I really want to report is how I've reset my palate. Last night I had my flax crackers on and my tomatoes in the dehydrator, and they smelled so magnificent that I literally went over and I was taking like little crumbs and putting them in my mouth, because I'm not supposed to be eating. But the flavor of that, just little, it was, and I took one little half of a sun-dried cherry tomato. It was just like candy. It was so good. And that's really what I've done, is I've reset my palate. I'm actually craving raw foods, healthy raw foods. I had, I had that for breakfast, and then, at lunchtime I had my zucchini salad, which was raw spiralized zucchini with sweet potato, spiralized sweet potato, some red peppers, a little avocado, and a light dressing. It was so, so good. And then I had my savory flaxseed crackers with it, and a cup of coffee sweetened with Truvia. And I actually did a run over to the grocery store because I had nothing to whiten my coffee with, and I'm using something called Nut Pods, and that's coconut almond creamer, and I find it to be very good. It's it's a fat, but it says 10 calories a teaspoon, I think, or maybe a tablespoon, and it's expensive, but I'm going dairy free now, and my boyfriend, I told him I was having non-dairy creamer, and he goes, that's all fat. But by being dairy free, I go to the half and half. If I'm not, I go to the heavy cream, go to the cheese, and that's not working for me. I'm gaining weight with eating all that fat, because I don't know why. I think it was because I was eating sugar. I was eating too much of it. Who knows? But it just wasn't a working strategy for me before I went on the juice fast. So in terms of weight loss, I lost 3.6 pounds, according official. And I do notice, I want to apologize on these videos, my math always seems to be somewhat wrong. Like when I rewatch the video, I go, no, that's not right. So for some reason, I don't calculate properly on the fly. But it was 3.6. I was 131.2, and actually when I got on the scale, 129 came up initially. How it flutters, it's an electronics scale. I'm thinking, oh, did I break 130? And then 130 came on. I'm thinking, that's a lot in 24 hours. And then I got back on, and it was 131.2, which was much more realistic. My scale gets a lot of use. Maybe it's starting to show signs of wear, but that seemed very realistic to me. And let's see, and I weigh myself first thing in the morning before I eat anything, drink anything, just hop on the scale. It's a habit, and it's an informative habit. It's something that informs my entire day. It tells me where I'm beginning, as I go through my day. Where are you at? Where are you really at? So I had put my jeans on and this morning, and they fit so nicely. They fit so well. Just those, that 3+ pounds, just feeling so much better in my clothing, feeling so much lighter. I still have a way to go, but I've reset my palate. I've lost bulk, and I've changed my eating habits. In other words, it's not just something I do all the time. It's something that I feel privileged to be able to enjoy. you know, and I'm taking it much more, with much more gratitude. I'm eating with much more mindfulness and gratitude and awareness. And at this point, I'm thinking I want to add a lot more raw foods. I'm going to Google some raw dishes and add more raw meals into my day. They tend to be low in calorie, and my experience, I was on a raw diet for at least a week, maybe 10 days, maybe 20. And that was one of the times with food that I really got that incredible high. Just felt on top of the world. It's really quite significant. But just adding raw foods, I like cooked foods. You know, I'm looking forward to having some rice and dal. I have a nice rice maker. It makes nice fluffy rice and cooks some really tasty dal. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm planning also on going to the Indian restaurant a couple times in the next week with, you know, just so happened that some of my friends wanted to go to Indian restaurants. It's a good choice for me. I can eat lightly there. Stay away from the breads. There is oil in there, of course, but, you know, it's a good choice. I love, you know, really well-cooked, well-flavored Indian food. So that's it. I'm so pleased that I did my juice fast. I'm extremely happy with the results. I did it, you know, and that's the other thing. I intended to do it. I took the steps. I completed it, and I did it. Last night when I went to bed, you know, I was feeling weak because day 10, you start to feel like, you know, you're going to have a fail. Like, I'm almost there. Let me have something. But I made, you know, I still had a lot of tomatoes left in the fridge. I made a big savory tomato juice. I drank that, and I was good to go to bed and wake up in the morning, you know, and have completed that 10-day period. So these videos really help me to state out loud my intentions and my results so that I have a chronicle of, you know, the effort that I've put into this. And, you know, I will continue as I get into eating. I actually wrote down what I ate this morning. I have a list, which, you know, it's helpful to remember, you know, what I'm ingesting and to remember that I have goals, you know, and that what I eat affects me. And it's not just, oh, I can eat anything I want. No, that doesn't serve me. So I will check in again as I get back into eating and share my experience.